Hey everyone, welcome back. Get ready for our favorite activity, installing Arch Linux. But this time it's gonna be faster, simpler. We're going to be using EndeavorOS, which is a distro based on Arch that makes installation super easy. And we're gonna try it alongside with Windows to see if it can handle dual boot. I have never used EndeavorOS, so we are going to see it right here in Corbin's workshop. Here we are again in my Windows 10 virtual machine for educational purposes. The procedure is gonna start really similar to the previous one. We have to connect the USB. Mine is already connected. And you have to restart the system and spam the delete key to enter the motherboard's firmware. And once there, you need to find the boot order somewhere in the menus and ensure the USB is the first option. Here my simulated environment is done a little different. I just enable it here. It's not this one, it's this one here. And I get it all the way up. And that should be it. Now, you will need to restart the computer. In my special case, I need to shut down completely. And we will be there in a moment. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, there is something different about my Windows 10 machine. I removed the KDE disk that we used last time to install Plasma and all that stuff. And I inserted a new fresh one that I called EOS, EndeavorOS. Here is where we are going to install. Okay, the reason for this is that I want to see if installing EndeavorOS is going to set up dual boot for us. So we're ready to start the machine. And remember, this is not Ventoy. The EndeavorOS system got its own USB stick, so we are here directly. And we are going to use the default boot. The USB I am using is a piece of shit that is 2.0, so that's why it's going really slow. If you can install it in a 3.2 version USB, this is gonna go a lot faster. And that's it. Done. End of video. Thanks for watching. 3 minutes. How about that? Just kidding, but let me fix the resolution. Like I said before, this is not installed on your system, this is just a live environment. It's a fully functional system. Here we are. Isn't it beautiful? Space themed and everything. So let's see what we can do in our live environment. We have the terminal, of course, which has even pretty transparency. Look at that. And we have a web browser. Let's see if we can listen to Chris Hulsbeck here as well. Alright, that's enough of that. Man, I can't tell you how much I love this music. It's like the first time I saw this game as a kid, I fell in love immediately and mostly for the music. Well, in any case, this is a full featured Arch system. We can go and search for my text editor, and bam, it's there. And let's see if we have the AUR helper. Let's search for Brave. Oh my god, it even comes with the AUR completely set up. So that's amazing. But if you want to install it on your system, this welcome screen that you got in the beginning, you need to start the installer. Let's get to it. Okay, so you can install offline, so straight from the USB, and it will get the KDE desktop that is the version we downloaded. But you can also choose the online method, and it will give you more options. So let's go for online. Let's go for the full experience, since we have an internet connection. And here we are. Yeah, you would think I would like Spanish, but not really. It feels confusing after so long of using stuff in English. And be careful if you're recording, because this thing is going to mercilessly dox you. So this is a map of the world, and it will pinpoint where the hell you are. And it will also say it here where it says zone. Careful with that. Then you choose your keyboard. And here is the good part. You can choose desktop environments. You can choose no desktop, and it will give you a plain terminal the same way we have it in the B-Link. You can choose Plasma, which is this one, and you even get a preview of more or less how the thing looks. You can choose GNOME, which I do not recommend. I don't like their philosophy. Then you can choose XFCE, and there is a lot of desktops you can choose. Oh, there's even i3 window manager. This is a special case. Be careful with this one. Window managers are different than your usual experience. It takes a little bit to get used to. So I'm gonna go with Plasma because I really like Plasma. And we get more choices. Desktop base plus common packages. Here is EndeavorOS applications. What do you want? Do you want the EndeavorOS branding? If you disable this, I imagine the wallpaper, all the space, themes, and everything is gone, and you will have the basic Plasma stuff. I don't know many of these things. Like I said, I have never really installed EndeavorOS. Recommended applications. Okay. Git, you remember Git from our previous installation. Oh, that's actually a good selection of things here. Firefox, Firewall. Well, it uses a different one than we used in the previous systems. This is Firewall D. I have no experience with that. Oh, here it is. Remember the Linux LTS kernel? I suggest you enable this. It can be, in fact, I'm going to enable this. I think it's good practice to have it. And then the KDE desktop. We have Dolphin, you remember that one. We have console, I suppose we have console. So yeah, remember when I told you that you can install the KDE applications package and have everything? Well, this does it for you. And the settings. So we're gonna go with this setup as is. Oh, let's see. Okay, so we have to choose a bootloader. And the one we used in the previous system was Grub. I have no experience with systemd boot, so I am gonna go with Grub. Yes, it's the one I know. It works well. Why not? Okay. So our disks. Here you can see this is the Windows drive. You can see because we have the 100 megabyte EFI, we have the reserve partition, this tiny thing, and this garbage here. So it says you can install it here, but it will shrink one of the partitions to do so. Or we can simply go to my fresh disk that we prepared. And you can do my manual partitioning. If you want to do something custom, I will just go with whatever this thing wants to do. And here you can set up your swap. I will choose no swap for this one. Now EFI system imagine. When I install manually, I give it 200 megabytes. Here it wants to give it 2 gigabytes. I don't know why it wants this much. I really do not approve of this. Let's see manual partitioning, how it's gonna be doing stuff. Okay, so let's see how this is gonna work. New partition table, and it's gonna be GPT. Yes, please. And on the free space, we are going to go with a size of 200, and the partition is gonna be FAT32, and the mount point is gonna be, oh, remember when we created an EFI folder and we mounted there? This thing uses the old style. But according to the ArchWiki, this style is deprecated or frowned upon now. So let's see if I can create a custom mount point. Sorry. And the label is going to be EFI. I can't even speak suddenly. What happens? Let's mark it as boot. And that's it. Then we're going to create a new one. And the whole entire remaining of the disk is going to be ext. And it's going to be mounted at root. I don't think I need to mark that. And it's going to be arch. It's funny thing how I'm finding it harder to do everything here in the graphical interface because I'm so used to doing it with CGDisk. But this is very similar to what we did before. This should work. An EFI system partition is necessary to start EndeavorOS. Oh, okay. So it's gonna force it on boot EFI. Okay, it's not a big deal. I did everything else, just it's complaining about the mount point. So we are going to mount it where it wants it, which is here. And we're gonna go with that. See, no more complaints. Your full name. My full name is Corbin Frost. The name we're gonna use to log in. Let's go with Omicron. And the name of the computer is Virtual EOS. A password. Login automatically, no. Use the same password for the administrator account, no. So this is gonna be the root password. So time zone, this is going to dox you again if you are not careful. but everything is looking fine. Let's install. Yes. Wow, this thing beat me to it. It was like 70% and suddenly, whoom, it went all the way to 100%. So I couldn't catch it, unfortunately. But okay, all the waiting was bunched up in one single go. Okay, now you can restart and it should boot into your system. However, my simulated environment needs me to shut down in order to move around the USB. So we're gonna close everything. Thank you very much, live environment. You were very helpful. And I am going to disable the USB. Hold on, let's move it down, disable. Let's enable the second disk, which is where Endeavor should have been installed. And let's see how this goes. There it is, our familiar menu, although it looks a little prettier because EndeavorOS makes it a little fancier. And advanced options, here we have the LTS kernel that we installed, remember? This thing doesn't install you the Linux Zen that I like, but that's something you can do later. I'm gonna start with the default kernel as usual. And here we are. I am Corbin Frost and my path display configuration. Whoa, what are you doing? Oh, it is trying to update. Okay. Now, can you please leave me alone for a second? Display configuration. I don't know if it's a matter of my virtual machine that causes this, but I see that every system I install starts with crappy resolution. That's not my experience when installing on the actual computer. So let's update mirrors. I think that's done already. So here you can choose mirrors for downloading packages with Pacman. Mexico is fine, but I also would like the ones in the United States. The new mirror list. You can edit stuff if you want. I will just save it that way. Oh, it has here the change display resolution. So this is like the dashboard to make adjustments after install. So let's update the packages. Hey, did you see that? That was really cool. Look at that. The progress bar is like a little Pac-Man. Nothing else. Package cleanup. Oh, remember I showed you a command to clear your cache from Pacman, from all versions of packages, and here you can set up how often. It's gonna be done automatically. Change display manager. Uh, just keep the SDDM. That's the good one. Resolution, the wallpaper. Oh, there are more wallpapers to choose from. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so you can here get more information, but we're done. Point is, it was really quick. Oh man, it didn't install the transparency. Yep, the UR is working. So that's it really. Quick and painless. A few clicks, waiting, and Arch is fully installed on your system. And that's it. That's Arch demystified. I hope you enjoyed and this is useful for you. And I'll see you in the next video.